Eventually, we are all going to die. Wait, was that too morbid? Do you really want to burden your family to have to go through all of the things that you've left behind? Well, you don't have to, because by the end of this video, you'll learn how to have a clutter-free home. Hi, I'm Margo, and I am always looking for ways to declutter my small city apartment. So when I stumbled on this concept of Swedish death cleaning, I was like mind blown. If you're a working mama and you want to successfully survive life, work, and mommyhood, subscribe to my channel and don't forget to hit the notification bell. I release brand new videos every Wednesday. The name Swedish Death Cleaning sounds a little creepy, but once you learn about it, it's a pretty sensible, practical way to deal with your possessions as you're approaching old age. It's based on the book, The Gentle Art of Swedish Cleaning. The point is to unburden yourself from all the clutter so that your loved ones don't have to go through all of the stuff when you're dead. So you want to essentially ask yourself, if I die tomorrow, will anybody benefit from all of this stuff? And if the answer is no, then get rid of it. In the book, Margareta, the author, talks about us holding on to things in case of an emergency. So think about stuff that you have, right? As you're maybe just doing some mild declutter, you'll pick something up and you're like, oh, but I don't really need it now, but I might need it in the future. Or the other reason why we might hold on to something is it has sentimental value for us. Most of what we are hoarding, however, is creating clutter that we don't need. So for example, for me, again, I live in a small city apartment. I mean, closets are a luxury. We essentially almost don't have any, right? So holding on to clutter and holding on to those moments of I might need it in the future is not really practical. Do you need those used batteries? Maybe that sweater from 10 years ago that has holes in it? And what about that empty bottle of lotion? Like, why are we holding on to this stuff? The whole entire point is you don't necessarily, with Swedish Death Cleaning, you don't have to wait until old age to sort of have that mindset of decluttering. You can actually start adapting that mindset today and decluttering and getting rid of all of the things that you don't need. So if you're getting value from this video so far, show me some love by tapping the like button and let me know what's an item you can't let go of. Share in the comments below. At the end of the day, nobody wants your stuff. I'm sorry, I know it's hard. I have things of personal value that I love that I'm like, I want to pass on to my daughter, or, maybe when she gets older, she'll wear this pair of shoes. My styles change. And if she wants a pair of shoes when she's 15 or 16 years old, I'm pretty sure we'll be able to buy her a pair. So why am I holding on to these things, right? So we don't actually typically need or want the clutter that we have. It's easier to essentially just dump it in a drawer or a closet or shove it in your basement. I wish I had a basement. Or shove it in the basement and just kind of forget about it. So now things are just piling up, or you ever have that moment where you kind of just open a closet and everything falls out on you and you're like, well, time to declutter. So with Swedish Death Cleaning, you want to ask yourself, will I use it? Is this an item that I will actually practically use? If the answer is no, get rid of it. Another question that you want to ask yourself is, will this item benefit somebody else in my life? If the answer is no, get rid of it. My rule of thumb typically is if I haven't used it in the last year, then it needs to go. And as hard as that is, because again, we typically hold on to more than we need, and then we kind of complain about the fact that we're running out of space. Or worse off, when we, hoard a lot of things, and when there's clutter, we forget what we have and we'll go and buy 2 or 3 of the same thing. And lo and behold, when you're maybe doing your spring cleaning, you're like, I had 7 of these. So where should you start, right? That's the big question, because when you think about sort of adapting the mentality of Swedish Death Cleaning, you're like, oh my God, even if you have a small space, there's still the bathroom, the closets, the drawers, the kitchen cabinets. You know, if you have a basement, if you have multiple floors, when you have children, there's a lot of stuff. And it's like, where do you begin? In the book, she recommends beginning in the basement. And the reason for that is adapting this method could be very emotional. Getting rid of things that you cherish, overcoming that fear of what if I need it in case of an emergency is very emotional. So the recommendation is you start, for example, in a basement. Typically, we don't store things of imminent value in the basement. So kind of start there, because you're more likely to not be attached to a lot of the items. And also a good way to start is through categories, right? So maybe you're going through all of the tools first. Maybe you're going through the boxes of Christmas decorations, you know, holiday stuff, old bags of clothing. Just kind of sector and go by categories. And the same applies when you're going through other rooms of the house. So a second thing that you might tackle, I don't have a basement, so I tackled my drawers. Second to that, I tackled my closet. And the reason for that is because it is much easier to get rid of things, right? And the best way to do that is, for me, I create 3 piles. It's the keep pile, the donate pile, and then the garbage pile. And I sort of go through each item and I ask myself, do I need this? Will I use it? Does it have value? Or will it potentially benefit somebody else, right? And if the answer is no, then it either goes into the donation pile or it goes into the garbage pile. So the bigger question is, when do you start? The answer is now. There's no reason to wait for tomorrow, right? You can just start now. Start decluttering now. It feels fantastic. So unlike when I typically talk about decluttering in small batches, and for more, you can check out this video right here about 5 hacks to quickly decluttering. This process does require more time. Now, with that said, the expectation is not that you practice Swedish death cleaning in a day. It's impossible. Even with a small space, it is physically impossible to kind of go through it all in one day and be efficient about it. You want to dedicate time. You want to create a schedule of what and when, and you want to stick with it, right? So to-do lists are crucial. And if you are like me and you love your printable to-do lists and your productivity lists, you can check out my Etsy shop. I'll leave a link in the description below. And finally, the most important thing, if you're going to go through all of this and you're going to declutter room by room, drawer by drawer, you want to make it last. Now, the goal is you want to keep the clutter out, not bring more clutter in. A cluttered space equals a cluttered mind. Are you considering Swedish death cleaning? If so, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about it. The Swedish death cleaning mindset is actually quite liberating. And after even just cleaning one space of your home and getting rid of the clutter, there's an instant calmness that sets in. Just make sure you stack up on garbage bags. Be sure to head over to this video next, where I share 5 decluttering hacks, which I've implemented in the last couple of years that'll absolutely transform your life. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my weekly videos. Thanks so much for watching, and always remember to be good to yourselves.